Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Diablo 3. And last time we rescued Leah's mother Adria and learned of a new way of dealing with, well, Belial at this point and Azmodan in the future. So our plan is to go and resurrect the evil, disgraced Herodric mage, that being Zoltun Kulle, and for that we need to travel to the Douglar Oasis, or however the bloody hell you pronounce that.
So beautiful.
It really is pretty cool around here. Now, there's another one of these guys. That's good to find.
Diablo was the youngest of the prime evils, but I found him the most dangerous, for his power over terror left him incapable of feeling fear. Though he had easily possessed and corrupted many humans, Diablo's essence was finally trapped in a soul stone and banished to the unfathomable abyss 20 years ago.
Okay, so that's your timeline in between the two games. Now, I've mentioned it a couple times before, but if anyone is interested in getting the items for the pony level, the Whimsyshire, this is one of the spawn locations for it. I'll point out the other one. There's two spawn locations for the dungeon that contains the item, both in this area, and I'll note both of them when I happen to see
Please
the other
help
one.
as many of the villagers here as you can. There are no others who will aid them.
Okay, sure, why not? This is a very large area. It's actually relatively good for fighting enemies because there are quite a few enemies around here. And some of them are invisible for a while. Let's just total some of those guys. There's also a relatively high amount of different mini dungeons and special enemies that can spawn around here. Not to mention, don't stay close to these guys, because they poison you, and I have way too much life for this point in the game. But normally they will do a crap load of damage to you if you're, leveled appropriately. Again, I'm not. I don't want to go up there. Yeah, this area can get confusing because the spawn area, or the spawn location rather, of what we want to find is not, very easily found, put it that way. It can be in a number of different locations, all around the same general area, but it gets hard to view where you are on this map from time to time because there are so many slight variations in it. It's one of the hardest ones to find. Now these guys are kamikaze guys. They will blow up, and even with my additional life, they do a lot of damage. So, hit and run tactics work really well here. And there are some of these guys that spawn up in little areas like this from time to time. You'll want to beware of them. They're usually special guys, even though they don't drop anything particularly special, for the most part. That's fear. The little skull icon, the green one above my head, indicates the fear status, which basically forces you to run away from your enemies, which is really, really annoying. Especially considering one of the better weapons in the game, or at least one of the ones with the most damage on it, will actually inflict that status on your enemies, meaning they run away from you, which is useful in certain situations, but most of the time you want them to stay put so you can employ the strategy you had ready to employ to kill them. And we've got to it's not the halfway point of being the area, but now this is what I like to consider the halfway point because I can identify it. This point here is your identification point. At that point, you can loop around here and come down this way a little bit. Now, sometimes that other area with the chance to spawn the other dungeon will be right around here. Now, you won't know for sure, but there will be an NPC around here, a merchant. That is your indication that you can get the dungeon to spawn. And even then, it's not a guarantee. You just have to keep doing this run and going through the same area over and over again in hopes of getting the item you're looking for. There is a bunch of, well, I think there's just one extra location down there with a randomly generated dungeon. That one, I can't remember. It takes a while to get down there. It's the dungeon itself, I'm not sure how long it is. It's not particularly interesting, though. And like I said before, not a speed run, but the idea is to get through here at a relatively decent pace. Now, up here, if you'll notice this guy, this is where we're supposed to go after.
You will not enter the aqueducts! Lord Belial demands your blood!
Does he now? Then how come you're the one who died? Now, once you've gotten all the way up here and you haven't found it, the dungeon we're looking for, that is, you'll know that it's probably somewhere along the way, and we'll have to do a little bit of backtracking. One of the locations I've seen it spawn is in this area. Another one is right around where we are here. In this case, it's the waypoint, so that means... Oh, what does that mean again? Well, oh, rare item, nice. One of the other spawn locations is up here. Let's see if we can go find it. Get a shrine along the way.
Someone help!
Okay, let's save the captured village.
What is that noise? Oh no! They found us!
Yeah, it doesn't matter, they're all
The
dead.
Imperial Guards left me here to die, but you saved me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We will seek these guards you speak of. They will be punished for this.
And he drops some random item and then disappears into the ether. Eventually. There we go. Now he's gone. This is one of the areas that you can have a spawn location for the dungeon we're looking for. Unfortunately, I have again not found it, so it's probably down there somewhere. Okay. No. Unfortunately, there's a lot of running around in this area because it's very hard to find the spawn location that we're looking for. If I don't find it relatively shortly, I will search for it off screen. Let's see here. If it's not just down here, we'll explore the rest of the area off screen and I'll go find it, and then I'll show you where it was. Or is. No? Really? That is not what we were looking for. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, there we go.
This
We
seems
found
a likely
it.
place to hide the head of a deranged sorcerer.
Yeah, the Forgotten Ruins. That's what we've been looking for. Didn't take me too much longer to find. I'll just kill this guy and then we'll show you where I am on the map, just for reference points. Yeah, basically, that's where I cut out the video. Cleared that, walked back up here. Probably didn't need to even cut out, but oh well.
Belial has been watching you since you arrived. There are traces of his magic everywhere.
We are in the creek.
Yeah, we're gonna
Dark
ignore
magic
that.
fills this place like a foul mist.
It's not a mist, it's an area full of skeletons. It's pretty tangible. You can see all the evil around here. Now, I've unlocked a new skill category, and I also have new skills that I could use. I'm not a big fan of the ones that are available to me right now. At least not at this level.
Attack me?
So I'm going to avoid them for now. Once I hit level 21, then I unlock a couple that I'm actually interested in, and I'll redo my skill setup and show you guys the changes that I've made at that point. Now, this dungeon, always note, when it doesn't look like you can go over here, there are usually stairs when you run into an area that an open area up elevated that looks like this, where there's a drop-off point here. There's usually stairs that way, and there's usually something in this direction as well. So make sure you check both of them.
Magnificent.
You will definitely
My
want
power
to do that,
grows.
because oftentimes you can get yourself lost in any of the areas that are like this, because you know you just kind of overlook little tiny areas. Fortunately, it was not this way, so we can continue on going the other way. And of course, I've already missed a fork at this point, so we'll have to go back there if it doesn't, the entry or the exit doesn't happen to be down here. We're looking for one item, and the exit warp stone is right after that. So at least we won't have to go find the warp stone on a different part of the path. Let's see. Plenty of enemies around here.
If only they could see me now.
And there's some healing potions, which I do not need, because I have items that you would not normally have at this point. Ah, look at that. Very quick. And here we're searching for the head of Zoltun Kulle. And it summons an ancient guardian, who actually has a lot of life. You'll want to be aware of him.
We set out in one
And
cool
there's some
mock.
more of those, which we don't need to worry about. At this point, I would just use a town portal as opposed to using the warp stone, because in order to trigger the next event, you need to talk to Adria.
Keep holding back, then you'll never improve.
It is time. Leah, cast the spell as I taught you.
I live again.
Zoltun Kulle. We need you to activate the Black Soul Stone. We would use it to trap the last 2 Lords of Hell.
I know your voice, stranger. It has haunted me in death, just as it commanded me in life. Tyrael.
I am, but now mortal.
Fate is whimsical.
Not really the word you expect to come out of that voice. Out of that voice's mouth. Ah, screw it. It sounded better in my head before it came out,
I
but
will give you the Black Soul Stone, but in exchange, I must be made whole once again.
this doesn't seem like
You
a
were
trap.
treacherous before. How do I know you won't be an even greater threat once you've been fully revived?
You don't. So you must ask yourself, how much would you risk to save this wretched world?
Everything.
Good question.
So be it. To begin, you will need to retrieve my blood from the dungeons where it has been hidden away. You will find them in the desolate sands beyond the aqueducts.
I'm going to go with you. We should bring Kulle's head with us. Maybe he'll have something useful to say. I'll put him in your bag.
In my bag? Where? No, he doesn't actually go anywhere, but he is up here, and if you feel the need, you can talk to him. Yeah, let's talk to him while we,
What did you do to earn the hatred of the Haradrim?
do some stuff
They
here.
bear the same scars they all did. They knew the truth of it. But the fools buried their heads in the sand. They thought the evils were sealed away, never to trouble us again. They needed a solution. They needed to end it all.
Well, he does like to babble a lot. Let's talk to him about his other point, the Soul
What did you learn
Stones.
of the Soul Stones?
I spent many hours with them as we hunted the 3. I studied them, intrigued by their power.
At this point, we'll take the Dougler Oasis
In the
waypoint.
long years after our... You're an interesting one, aren't you?
Oh,
I wonder if your friends know what you truly are.
Just what are you implying?
All will be revealed in time.
yeah, he missed talking about the rest of his thing. I could go through it again, but I'm lazy. Basically, we'll find out what he thinks we are. Well, later.
I can open this gate for you.
That's nice of you. I can kill the enemies that pop out in the way. Anyway, as opposed to as with this map, while the location of the Forgotten Ruins is random, your exit will always be up here. And so if you just head toward the top right corner and then circle back toward the left, you'll always be able to find this. Just make sure you keep going up, up, up. You can end up, you know, kind of stuck here and think, oh, I might be already there, go this way, and you'll realize that that's not quite far enough.
Emperor Hakan?
No time for pleasantries. I think I may have uncovered Belial's assumed identity. I'm very close. But here's what you need to know. To find Kulle's blood, you'll need to get through the aqueducts. There are 2 levers that control the entrance beneath the waterfall.
Well, that's kind of helpful. Basically, what this boils down to is the Western Channel and the
This
Eastern
place has
Channel.
the characteristic stench of demons. Most disgusting.
It's Belial. So long as he lives, all of Chaldeum is under siege. Uncle Deckard theorized that the demon lords leave demons in their wake, much like us leaving footprints.
Do you believe that?
Yes. The more I study my uncle's books, the more I realize that even I took his wisdom for granted.
Yeah, and if you notice down, well, it's not there anymore, but there was an arrow indicating the direction I should go. And unfortunately, all of the areas
are full of traps.
or all of the turns rather, that take me in that direction are dead ends, so I have to take the long way around, which I guess is technically the only way around, but it is what it is. We'll make her through. Let's see, can I go down now? That'd be helpful. You have been wounded. I don't care. You're my hire. You're supposed to be taking damage for me anyway. Not that they can take a lot of damage, but you know, they're a meat shield with, you know, some passive buffs for the most part. That's their general purpose.
How does that feel?
Alright, this is probably a dead end. Let's see. So that. Oh, maybe it's not a dead end. Let's kill the treasure bandit here. And he dropped me a couple of items. Yay. These, if you feel the need to, will drop stuff on your enemies. And these electric eels can be kind of annoying. There's not a lot of interesting notes about a lot of the enemies around here.
To slow our advance. It will not work.
Of course not, because I can't do anything but kill them very, very quickly. And that, of course, activates
That's one
that.
lever down.
And we get a warp point over to the eastern
I think
channel.
we were meant to come this way. Perhaps someone waits for us down here?
Oh, I wonder who they could be talking about. Who would be waiting down in the sewers? Well, in the last game, someone who was waiting down in the sewers for us in Act 2 was a boss. Is there a boss waiting for us down here? Level 20. And I've unlocked a passive slot. That I will do now. Anything interesting? Reduce cooldowns. Most of my skills don't have cooldowns, not that I really need them. This will increase my damage and lower my defense. And this will give me arcane power. Since I'm not really using arcane power up, I'm just going to go increase my damage at this point. Eventually, things will change. Like I was saying, around level 21, I usually get some new skills because we get some more interesting ones. They don't particularly matter right now because of my level and my advanced gear and all that. But like I was saying before, just trying to show you how to get through. Not trying to give you, you know, crap tons of strategy, just basic strategies. It's not that challenging of a game, especially if you're going through, you know, the standard difficulties without raising the monster power. Once you start getting into raising the monster power, then it changes a little bit. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. It's not the point of this series of videos, so.
You dare attack me?
Let's see, hopefully I'm going the right. I am going the right way. Wow, that was a good guess. Specifically in this area, let's just kill off some of those guys there. Specifically in the sewer areas in Act 2 here, it's rather difficult to figure out where exactly you're going unless you happen to see the next area on your map, like I do here. And as you notice there, I just slaughtered a hell of a lot of enemies all at once, which is why I love having a wizard with high amounts of damage and the shock pulse skill with explosive bolts, because the more enemies you kill, the more enemies also get killed by the explosions, which is extremely valuable, especially if you have high damage for the area that you're in. Get through here. Hopefully this is the right path, and it is. All the way up here. Unlock the other lever over here. And it also opens a little area, which, if you take this one, we arrive exactly there.
A secret door hidden behind a waterfall. How imaginative.
You would do better?
You shall see when we get to my archives.
We shall see when we get to your archives.
I can't believe he stuck me in a barrel. Really, it's quite uncomfortable in here.
Anybody recognize the voice? He's been in a few things. I'm a moderate voice actor buff because of my interest in anime, and he's definitely up there with people I've seen before.
Are you still alive out there?
Well, let's listen to him babble for a minute.
Oh, say yes if you are. Or you could clap.
Anyway, Zoltun Kulle back there was taking a jab at so many RPGs where we've seen hidden doors behind waterfalls or secret areas. We saw it in Final Fantasy IV. I don't think we saw anything like that in Final Fantasy VII, but
Is anyone out there?
there are similar situations in Final Fantasy II and I believe Final Fantasy V that I can think of off the top of my head. And I'm sure it's invaded the Zelda series more than once. Anyway, if you wait long enough...
Should take care of it. Not too hard.
Long enough, I think you have to wait about 2 minutes. You'll get an achievement for waiting him firm around. I've already got this one, but if you unlock it, we unveil...
Thank you for releasing me. It was getting a little boring in there. I am seeking a magic crucible that legend says was hidden in these very aqueducts. It would be a valuable addition to my jeweler's tools. Help me find it, and I will be greatly indebted to you.
I have a very good use for that debt.
Oh, how rude of me. I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Covetous Shen.
Were you named by your enemies?
What? I have no enemies. Everybody loves Shen.
I believe he's one of the characters in Kung Fu Panda as well.
Bashed me over the head and sealed me in there. This place is quite dangerous without a knowledgeable guide.
And I am to believe that you are such a guide?
Oh yes, I could show you around the world 5 times and never stub a toe.
And you thought I was odd.
Yes. Covetous Shen is one of the more interesting NPCs in this game, and he's a lot of fun to listen to. And I'm going the wrong way. But yeah, he's really fun to listen to. He's got a great voice act who just puts so much energy and wackiness into his character.
Fascinating place this is. Oh, look at all this wonderful architecture. You could walk all the way around the world and never find its like. Except for this part. I've seen this somewhere else before.
I'm sure you have. Shen has some of the more interesting dialogue in the game.
I never imagined such a creature.
Considering he's an NPC that's not particularly plot important other than what he is right here.
Crucible, it's mine.
Be careful, Gavin. It might be cursed.
Cursed?
Dear, I did warn him.
Yeah, Shen's a little slow with that. I have so much damage return and other abilities that take him down. I don't even have to kill him. But I will, to save time.
Safe now. Pick it up. Pick it up.
Yeah, make me pick up the cursed item.
Oh, man. If I had known the crucible was cursed, I never would have brought him along.
Sure, you would.
If you come see me in Chaldeum, I can show you how the crucible can combine jewel fragments. Well, you know, I've been searching for a certain jewel for a long, long time. I'm in no rush. But maybe if I go with you, I'll find it just like I found this crucible. May I come with you on your journey and make glorious jewelry for you?
That sounds like a good bargain.
Oh, the way out is just a little farther. I am starving. Do you think we'll find any good food down here?
Highly doubt
I've seen some piles of rotting carcasses.
How do you think they would taste? I have heard of many strange delicacies and partaken of many upon my journeys. But, oh, you were not serious.
I told you it was funny. He's also a complete and total idiot.
You go
Anyway.
ahead. I'm going back to town. I need to learn the spell needed to restore Kulle's body. I'll meet you when you get to the archives.
Makes sense. Yeah, basically she's going to run to the waypoint here, which is probably as good a spot as any to stop.
But those others, the fallen angel, the witch, they're using you for their own ends. You choose to be their puppet, yet the power of your birthright could make you a god.
How goes your divinity, Cool?
There's no need to be snide. Soon enough, I'll walk this world again. Then I'll show you what a Nephilim can achieve.
And again, we've already talked, at least briefly, on what the Nephilim are. Now, here we are at the Ancient Path, which, heading up here, will lead to... oh, what's the name of the area? The... whatever sands we're going to. I'll just go up to them anyway. The Desolate Sands. There we go. And this is another large area like the Douglar Oasis. And it's... I don't know. It's a pain to get through. But more so because now there are 2 dungeons, as you see here, that we're looking for.
My archives lie beneath this desert. Perhaps even beneath the sands we now tread upon. The Horadrim could not destroy them. They could only lock the door behind them. And I still have the keys.
Of course you do.
Zakarum.
We're not going to talk to you. Sometimes the area can spawn down there, so that's why I went down there. Here's an interesting idea. There's a chest here. Let's get the chest. This chest is trapped. And we have to deal with a bunch of these guys in order to access it. And once we kill all of them, eventually, it unlocks the chest. Yay! Free items. If I could actually click on them, that would be beneficial. Yeah, and there are, you know, dead people all over the place. And even a waypoint. That's probably as good a spot as any to stop. I'll go, before the next part starts, I'll go explore this entire area and make it easier and just show you exactly where they happen to spawn that time. But yeah, that's all the time for this episode of Let's Play Diablo 3. Next time we will go over what Shen can do for us down here, and also continue on with our quest to resurrect the evil Zoltun Kulle. Sometimes I get the feeling I'm playing Ultima 8, though I don't know why. Anyway, that's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.